all your favorite products under one roof in Bahrain at 27-year-old Megamart and Macromart. To have a wonderful shopping experience, please visit your nearest Megamart Macromart branch. Megamart and Macromart, full of goodness.
With our stunning collection of fine jewelry, gemstones, pearls and diamonds, fine pieces in timeless designs and unspoken elegance. Al Siraj Jewelry, our story, our pride.
NEC Remit. Send money online to India. Credit in seconds with great rates. Download NEC Remit app now.
Lulu Money, Snehapurvam.
The exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain. With over a decade of existence in Bahrain, exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 3909 6845 3909 4806 3885 2397 or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com. Since 2006, Magnum Imprint have been offering high standards of quality with our professional team that delivers all your advertising and promotional requirements efficiently and promptly. For more details, please contact 39887088 or 33856330 or 33542530.
A legal consultant with vast experience of more than 4 decades in assisting and advising clients and representing them in their business transactions in Bahrain. Managing partner of Thomas & Associates, Advocate V.K. Thomas. The Vice Chairman and Legal Coordinator of the Indian Community Relief Fund, which functions under the Indian Embassy in Bahrain, Mr. Thomas is a member of the Bar Council of India, International Bar Association London, and an associate with the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators, London. After working for over 2 decades with a leading law firm in Bahrain, Mr. Thomas in 2004 set up the Thomas & Associates, a corporate consultancy services firm with partners, and now works in association with Law Office of Advocate Wafa Al-Ansari attorneys and legal consultants. A columnist on labor and employment issues, he is also a member of Lawyers Beyond Border, an arm of Migrant Asia Forum supporting migrant workers all over Asia and Middle Eastern countries. Passing on his expertise to the progeny, Mr. Thomas conducts official training for fresh Bahraini advocates. The former Secretary General and Director of the Bahrain India Society has also been in the office of the President of the Bahrain Kerala Samajam and was the Honorary Secretary of the St. Mary's Orthodox Church, Bahrain. He runs an old age home in Kerala besides several philanthropic engagements, including medical and educational assistance to the needy people, partly supported by an endowment fund in the name of his late daughter, Tino. Mr. Thomas lives with his wife Shoshama Thomas in Rifa and daughter Advocate Tinju Abraham, partnering with her father and her husband Abraham George, a chartered accountant. The grandfather to two hails from Pathanamthitta. Joining us this evening on Success Statements from BMC Global Life, it is Advocate V.K. Thomas.
Foot soldiers of Constitution. Toll bridge which anyone in search of justice must pass. A lawyer. A profession which carries utmost responsibility towards the society. Tonight on the show from BMC Global Live is a successful lawyer in the country, a name and face familiar in the Indian community. Thomas and Associates Managing Partner, Advocate V.K. Thomas. Good evening, Mr. Thomas. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, Raji. Thank you for hosting me. And first of all, thank you to all BMC team who is working behind this show.
Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us on this show, which is called Success Statements, and bring stories of people who make a difference.
Thank you. It is my
pleasure. So tonight, let's explore what kind of difference are you making. Okay. Let's hear from you more. As I said, your face and name is familiar in the community and beyond. But let me begin this evening with a question.
Right.
How easy is this profession, Thomas? How easy is it to be a lawyer?
It is very easy in the beginning.
Okay.
You can learn, you don't have to be deeply involved in your studies.
Okay.
You can get pass mark the way you want.
Okay.
But to be a successful lawyer, you have to struggle a lot. Because you have to go into the deep root of the rules, regulations and laws of any country you are practicing. You cannot just pass your time and be a successful lawyer. You have to be very, very dedicated to your profession. Then only you become a successful lawyer.
So you would say, as to my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, the way up or learning is easy, but then establishing yourself in the field, that's exactly what success is. I think that matters to every profession, isn't it? The hard work, the commitment.
I agree. But in the when you study law, people are not taking it very seriously. Yes. Okay. Because in the normal law course, in the past, like after your degree, if you don't have anything to do, you go for law. The basic intention in those days in my time was just to become a politician or to pass your time. Because if you look at the Kerala political scene, almost all politicians are holding this title of advocate, or they have passed the law. So it was like a profession which you can easily get it, and if you need, you can practice. Otherwise, you can. It's a qualification which is acceptable to all the people. But these days, this scenario has changed. Now, like all other profession, children are enter into the law field from after passing 12th standard. Okay. Now it is a 5-year course.
Okay.
Mostly. There are other courses like old time courses, but currently it is 5-year courses, and there are good colleges, and if you study, well, you get a campus placement, you can make a lot of money. But you have to struggle. It is not that learning is that easy, but it was taken as an easy profession in the past, but now, especially in our place, now it has become a serious profession and a lot of children are going into that field. Especially this law is a good profession for ladies. Why I am saying this is, you know, even if there is a break in your life or something, you know, like you can restart it, you can continue it.
Okay, without a career break.
Yes. In all other professions, like if you are a doctor or an engineer, if you break your career, it is difficult to get it back.
Okay.
But in the legal field, you can get it back and you can keep updated, you can just read on, go on things, because change of law is very difficult. So laws are static. It doesn't change that quick, like medicine or engineering, you know, that change every day. But legal provisions not easy to change, so it remains static at least for some time. So there is no change. Only change come if you are in a common law country. You have to look the precedents, like the judgments of the Supreme Court, to see what judgments were issued. So you have to follow that kind of thing. So you have to keep a watch on the legal development. That is what is required. But in a civil law country like Bahrain, that also is not that it's serious, because in civil law system, mostly each case is decided by its own merits.
Okay.
But these days, again, now they also started looking at the judgment of the Court of Cassations as a precedent. So, you know, all these you can keep an eye on it, and you can develop, you know, you can keep updated on the system.
Right. Okay. I think we must come into these details, because for a common man this is all new. But then allow me to go back to one point. Did you at any point wanted to become a politician when you took to law?
Not at all.
No. Okay.
No, because of my nature or my, you know.
No, because you said, you know, most of the people.
Yeah, because when I look at all the MPs or MLAs or any of that kind of people, you will definitely find most of them having a law degree or have a designation advocate.
Right.
So that is
Where did you study? Which
in Mysore.
Mysore.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thomas, coming back to the profession, like for a common man, you know, allow me to say the lawyer's profession is quite glamorous, because we see a lot of movies, isn't it? Especially the Hollywood, Bollywood, and even our own, the Kollywoods, and it's all about. People have an idea about, you know, lawyers going to court and arguing. The reality is not this, and not only that. In my understanding, that's not the only thing that lawyers do. There are various avenues. You just now touched upon the tip, saying like people are coming forward and it's good for women, and there are many. Take us through that.
There are various what you call branches of law.
Correct.
Right? Commonly you hear civil law and then criminal law.
Yes.
These are the only two branches no common man knows. If you fight with someone or if you do something wrong, it's a criminal offense.
Yes.
Okay, if you encroach upon somebody's property or take somebody's items or something, it becomes a civil issue. You know, if you have to pay somebody some money, for example, it's a civil issue. People know only this kind of things now. But the law has a lot of other opportunities or avenues for newcomers. See, there are like me. I am not involved in litigation, you call it. I don't go to court in Bahrain.
Okay.
Okay, I am not licensed to go to court.
Okay.
Because each country has its own rule that you have to be licensed to go to the court.
Okay.
Right? So in Bahrain, being a foreigner, I am not allowed to go to court. But there are lot of things which I can do. For example, see, you can hear many transactions, mergers and acquisitions. That means somebody is going to buy a company as a whole. Okay? In that one, there are a lot of issues involved. So only a lawyer can do things of that nature. You know, you can just say, if you have money, I want to buy this so and so. Okay, fine. But a lawyer will go and make a due diligence of how this company was running, who are the shareholders behind. You know, there are a lot of things like that. So that is one branch. You know, you can do the transactional lawyer, you can call it. And in the modern times, each and every corporate entity has a legal department. You know, some banks and some companies I know has more than 400, 500 lawyers sitting in their head office. right?
Okay.
So you may not know this.
Yes.
It's a real fact because it is one of the Indian bank having a legal department in a major city, having this much lawyers sitting there. So likewise, that's a small example I told you. All international companies have legal teams that they are doing what if anything they want to do, they take an opinion of a lawyer. Okay, what is it happening? For example, simple, you employ a person, okay, you employ an engineer or a staff, there is a contract to be prepared, right? There is an employment contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is normally prepared by a lawyer or checked by a lawyer, or a lawyer prepare a basic draft and given to them, then they reuse it. For, So in transactions, a lawyer is required. Then there is another branch now, because maybe you heard that arbitration.
Arbitration, yes.
Right? Now arbitration means it is same like a court. So both parties appoint an arbitrator from each side, then the court or the body appoint the president of that panel, if it is a panel of arbitrators. Normally it is a 3-panel member arbitration panel. So one is appointed by one party, other is appointed by the opposing party, then there is a there is a president of the panel. Then there are lawyers from each side, right?
Yeah.
That means the party needs legal advice to present their case, both parties.
Okay.
So this is a avenue coming up now, arbitration.
Arbitration.
Because it is quicker, and the people behind who are being appointed are experts or qualified people, so they understand rather than the court. Judges, we don't know to whom the case is going. So whether they have the background to study the technical issues that matter.
Right.
So now people are going for arbitration, or it is called sometimes known as alternative dispute resolution, ADR.
Okay.
Then there is settlement, like negotiate and settle. So there are various avenues. All these places you need a legal help.
Legal help. Okay.
Yes. So people now started, and it is the income these days are enormous.
Okay. Interesting.
Right? But no, you need a name. You cannot just qualify unless they come and say, I want this much amount of money. You may not believe, a lawyer sometimes charge up to $1,000 an hour.
Okay.
Right? It starts from, maybe $200 a junior staff, go up to the partner level comes up to $1,000 an hour. More. So an average lawyer make a good amount of money if he has a need, because we work on an hourly basis in some cases. So whatever hour we put in, we charge for it.
Right. I'm sure you're inspiring youngsters, young listeners, if at all they are there, because these days options are wide, and I think youngsters are very critical in decision making, isn't it? And I really wanted to ask you this question: how popular do you see is this profession among the younger generation?
See, before 10 years, I was not hearing that anybody is going to law from Bahrain.
Okay.
When I sent my second daughter to study law, people were not happy.
Okay.
Why is he going to law? What income? Because law is not expensive to learn. Because if you want to join a medical course, you have to spend lakhs and lakhs of rupees to study, and whatever you have to pay. But law to study, it is less expensive. But these days the private colleges and national law school and charge a huge fees, but comparing to other things, fees is very less. Okay. That's an advantage for common people to go and study law seriously. So, but these days I am seeing large number of children going for study law. For example, daily I see 3-4 people at least sending CVs to me, and I am seeing where they are studying. So it is happening.
Okay.
And it is difficult to get admission into law colleges now.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
But even there is a national law school in Bangalore. It is very difficult to get admission there.
Okay.
You have to be very bright to get it. And there are 10 or more than 10 colleges of that kind in India, where it is a entrance, common entrance.
Okay.
So you will not get where you want to get. But there are good private colleges also. So you can go and study there. It's not an issue.
What about the Bahrain scene, Thomas? What about Bahrainis?
See, there are quite number of good Bahraini lawyers, young ones.
I think you train them, isn't it? So
Yeah,
you have
because,
experience with
see,
them. Yeah.
I always have 1 or 2 people under me to train from the beginning. When
So
I
where
was
do they study? Where?
See, most of the children go outside Bahrain. If they want to study, they go to Jordan,
Jordan.
Egypt, Lebanon, or all these Arab countries they go. But there the studies are in Arabic.
Okay.
But the children who are from wealthy family go outside Bahrain to Europe or America.
To the west, yeah.
Yes. So they study in English and they come back. I know many Bahraini lawyers, very bright, very bright, brilliant. I have one girl with me right now. She is very brilliant, but she studied here only in Bahrain. But,
So is there a college to train in
yes,
Bahrain?
there is a women university.
The Royal University for
Royal
Women.
University,
Okay.
and in
Okay.
the Bahrain University there is a law department there, and there is Dalman University or something is there.
Okay, so there are
avenues
options
now.
here,
It
yeah.
is there. So people studying with the good background of English and knowledge of English has had an advantage, because all the paperwork are in Arabic when you want to go to court, and all the transactions are happening in English. So if you are knowledgeable in both languages, it's a very added advantage. And if you are a serious lawyer, you will be very successful in Bahrain also. I know many people. I don't want to name because if I name one, and the other will ask, why Thomas only you said one.
Okay.
So there are quite number of people. I have trained many people and they are very good, provided you know both languages, because Arabic, there are people in our office, but very difficult for me to explain to them. But if I tell them, they go and do it. And they become successful. I know many of them, but you know.
Also, how different is the scene, Bahrain scene, when it comes to the legalities? Because in the beginning you just touched upon it's different system in Bahrain.
See,
How is it the courts that are different?
Mainly there are 2 systems in the world, mainly.
Okay.
One is called common law.
Common law.
Okay, that is originated from England.
Okay.
And in India we follow common law.
Common law.
Yeah. In GCC and Arab country, it is civil law, which
Civil
is from
law.
Napoleon Code.
Okay.
It came from France to Egypt, Egypt to Bahrain and other GCC countries.
Okay.
So main difference in the little difference, or main difference I can say, is in the common law, as I mentioned, all judgments see the precedents, what happened in the previous case. Okay, like
Precedents.
yeah. So that is the judgments of the Supreme Court. That
Okay.
is the final authority. If, for example, if a case of a similar nature was decided by the Supreme Court in one instance, the following cases will follow
that suit. Yeah.
that one. You know, finally they will say it was decided in that case, so we are following. You know, that kind of thing. But in civil law, in my experience now, they don't take that seriously.
Okay.
They do it. You know, they go for the legal expert opinions of the people who have written books and all, and they go for, these days they go for the judgment of the Court of Cassation as a final decision like this. These days they follow. So, but the difference is, in the civil law, each and every case is decided by its own merit.
Okay.
Okay. For example, if you have a labor law, simple thing I tell you. In the labor law, it is written that you are entitled for 30 days annually. Okay.
Okay.
Any case about leave will say this.
Right.
30 days you get a judgment. Even if you go and say no, 30 days is calendar days, or even a working days, all these disputes, the court will only look what is written in a clear provisions of the law. What is written, you are entitled to 30 days annual leave, that is 2.5 days per month of your service. So it is simple. So
Okay.
they will not go, and this 30 days, how do you calculate this? Do you remove Friday, Saturday from there? You know, that then it become working days. So these kind of things are clearly written. But the same scenario in India, it will differ. Because if Supreme Court said, okay, these 30 days is calculated after taking out the Sundays or public holidays, then that will follow. They don't look at the provisions of the law. Or even if they look on that decision.
Okay.
That is where the difference.
Maybe is this what you're talking about, the loopholes in the law and how the lawyers get into the intricacies?
Yeah, that is there. You know, in anything you do, there is two sides of a coin. You know, what you do, you always say, I am right. But that does not, that is not my opinion, right? Your opinion, or according to you, what you do is right. But when I look from a third party point of view or an opposing party, that may not be the case, right?
And of course, you're not into that field, but is there any, if allow me to say, does criminal law, is it more exciting kind of a thing compared to the...
Depends on the interest of each people, you know, like, right?
Okay,
maybe, see, I am not interested because maybe...
Okay, you're not interested, but you know the kind of cases that your clientele is like, you know,
different.
big companies.
My clientele is different because these criminal cases and small civil cases relate to common man, you know, like a common people.
But allow me, even in big corporates, there are certain criminal cases.
Yeah, that is there.
Do you deal that? Do you deal with
yes,
that? Or?
Because I do. I do to a certain level, right? If there is a dispute or a court case come, I do the pre-litigation part.
Okay.
That means up to the arbitration or up to the litigation.
Okay.
So there are documentation to be reviewed, opinion to be formed, and legal provisions to be studied. So what I do up to the litigation. For example, up to a case, I will say, okay, this has happened. Okay, this is the legal provisions. I make a summary of, or to help the litigation lawyer to write the case. Because there is one more point here. In the civil law, there is no arguments.
Yes.
Oral arguments in the court normally. But in the common law, there are arguments. That is an important point to be between the difference between two laws.
Two laws. Okay. Okay.
Because in civil law, the person who writes, writing is more important. So court look the writings and the documentation.
Okay.
Okay. Witness statements or examining witness and all.
That's more on the other side.
Very rare.
Very rare here, yeah.
Very rare here. And in the court also, hearings, just the lawyers are going there. Nobody else going there, and the judge and the panel of judges there.
But there is always this element of winning and losing, right? In everywhere.
That's natural, no?
Okay. How do you rate yourself? You are always on the winning side or majority winning side?
I am majority winning side because I choose the client and the cases.
Okay.
Because of my standing today.
Okay.
I have that liberty, what you can say.
You can choose, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
For example, if people don't agree my fees, I say thank you.
Okay. Okay.
So I have that standing today. But a newcomer cannot do all that. But you know, I dictate my terms. If you are okay, come. Thank you otherwise.
Right. We should move on, and I would want you to touch upon the ethics in the profession, maybe in the coming segment. Before that,
definitely,
let's take
in every profession.
Okay.
You can be a loyal person, sincere. You can work your job very professionally. Don't do any left or right business. Just on the center, do a professional job.
How practical is that?
It is very practical.
Okay.
It is very practical, right? Why you have to say lies? You tell your client, right, honestly, whether this is right or wrong. People coming to me, I always say, if they insist that you do, I will say I will do, but there is no guarantee that you will succeed. Even today I wrote an email to a client. You want to go? I am ready to go, but we don't have anything to support your arguments.
Okay.
So I cannot guarantee success.
What about these lawyers who take up the case? I mean, not of your kind, but coming to the criminal side or those high profile cases where we have lawyers taking up the wrong side, the obvious wrong side. What is your take on them?
See, all people has got their own rights, and they all want to be protected, right? So right or wrong is decided by who? The judge.
Okay.
Right? So even if a killer come to you, and it is your responsibility, professional ethics or professional moral, that you have to take support him or accept his case. and try your best to save him, right?
Okay.
But you may be saying that he did it, right? But in my opinion, maybe I differ from you. How he did it, what was
Why
the
he
reason?
did it?
Yeah, what was the reason behind it? Whether it was sudden or it was intended or it was purposeful. You know, there are a lot of things. So, so you have to protect everyone because, like you, I also have a right
rights.
which I must protect, and I need support of a lawyer to protect it.
Right. Well defended, Thomas.
Thank you.
And that is V.K. Thomas, Advocate V.K. Thomas, joining us on Success Statements. Let us take a short break.
വിഷമിക്കണ്ട എല്ലാം ശരിയാവും ലുലു മണി സ്നേഹപൂർവ്വം
All your favorite products under one roof in Bahrain at 27-year-old Megamart and Macromart. Bakery, fresh meat and fish, fruits and vegetables, sweets and snacks, ready-to-eat foods, dairy products, grocery or consumer goods. To have a wonderful shopping experience, please visit your nearest Megamart Macromart branch. Megamart and Macromart, full of goodness.
NEC Remit. Send money online to India. Credit in seconds with great rates. Download NEC Remit app now.
Welcome back to Success Statements from BMC Global Live, and tonight with me is Advocate V.K. Thomas. So the first segment was really rich with information and input about the profession which perhaps a common person need not know or doesn't know. Thank you for that, Thomas. You also wear different hats.
Yes.
You're also the Vice Chairman of the Indian Community Relief Fund and also the legal consultant, right?
The legal coordinator.
Legal coordinator, okay. You have been with the ICRF, I think, for a while now.
Long time.
Long time, yeah.
Long time. I think since inception.
You were there, okay.
Yeah, but now embassy has kept Bahraini legal professionals to support them, advocates in a panel. So our role has taken little back, you know, like, but we support from outside because they have the embassy has a panel of lawyers.
Right.
In the past, we used to even attend the open house. Now also we are attending, but attending and giving advice and all. Now there is a panel of Bahraini lawyers, so they do most of the work.
And you are also on honorary positions with many other clubs, associations, schools,
Yeah,
etc.,
because,
supporting the legal side, isn't
see,
it?
in Bahrain, almost all clubs, associations, schools, all the people, they know me. So anything legal come, as much as I can tell them, I help them to do it. You know, like I don't go to court or anything. So, but there are certain other areas where they need always a help.
So I think this is where you need to elaborate a bit on a lawyer's role in such social fronts. Like, how can a lawyer be of help and support to the community, especially in an expatriate community?
See, when it, for example, take a club.
Okay.
Okay, there is always they will be conducting meetings. Okay, there are always dispute between the members of the club. There are always certain cases are happening these days. One member is suspended, for example. So I have to make sure that that suspension was done properly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Before they do that, you know, in the normal case, they call and ask, Thomas, we are going to do this. Is it okay? So I say, okay, fine. Or I say, no, not okay, because you have to follow certain procedures or rules. Then only we can do. You know, each and every association registered has got a constitution approved by the Ministry of Labour.
Correct.
Okay, there are specific provision for suspension. For example, I am saying. So all the committee members coming into the clubs may be not aware of what are the provisions. It's a running thing. Say they come as a president, secretary, and they may not be aware of things. And you take a case of a school, right? There are a lot of issues in schools, right? From management side, from children's side, from parents side. So they always need legal support. In the first stage as an advisory, in the second stage if they want to go to a lawyer, so they go to a lawyer. So I say, okay, you go to a lawyer and protect your rights. So things are happening behind the scene.
Yeah.
It's not made always public.
Okay.
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 Then, so that is not social, but I advise all the school owners and the running of the getting license and all that. That's my professional. They pay fees for it.
Okay. Okay.
So that I don't want to discuss in the charity.
Right.
So everybody needs, here there are a lot of rules and regulations to be followed. So if it's a charity organization or it is a commercial organization, there are things to be followed. So everyone is not aware because I am here long enough.
Yeah.
So for me it is like a by heart. So if somebody asks me, I can say easily.
And I think you also have a heart towards this, the scenario of expat issues. And also you're a member of Lawyers Beyond Border, closely with the Migrant Forum Association. And very recently you also published a booklet. All this I think reflects your commitment to the various issues that we get on a day-to-day basis.
As a social commitment,
yes,
or as a support to the the workers. See, professionals come here, they are aware about things. Professionals coming here, they have there are issues, but not that much. But workers who are coming here, they are not aware about even their basic rights. For example, as I said, 8 hours working, right? Some employers bring them and ask them to work maybe 24 hours also. But the purpose of publishing this handbook and all is just to make them aware the basic rules, right? For example, for them also, if you are employed in one place, you are not allowed to work for another person, not even on a part-time basis. People don't know, right? If you are employed by somebody, you are not even allowed to go and work for somebody on a part-time basis with or without any remuneration, right?
Correct.
So these are basic knowledge. We just make them aware. Okay, you are entitled to leave. You are entitled to leaving indemnity when you leave your service, and you can change employment, and you are covered in the social insurance for the industrial accidents. All I set out that all in a very simple language in my book, handbook, which was published in 4 languages.
Okay.
One in English and Malayalam, Tamil and Hindi.
Okay.
Okay.
Where is this available, this book?
See, it was distributed through clubs and associations.
Okay.
Now it is, somebody asked, I send it by email or it is available online.
Okay. Okay.
So they can easily get it.
It's
if those who
free.
want to know. Yeah, it is free. It is free. We don't charge for all that. I spend my time, but luckily I got few sponsors for printing because we printed around 75 or 80,000 copies. So some sponsors helped me to print it.
Okay. I'm sure it is a treasury because it must be a summary of 44 years of your experience in the kingdom, isn't it?
Not only my experience, what is the basic law here?
Yeah.
Because there are 4 sections there. The first one deals with LMRA. Second one deals with labor law. Third section deals with social insurance. Fourth section deals with immigration.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So these are the law rules and regulations applicable to a normal expatriate employee in Bahrain. So if you read that, at least you will know what are my basic rights, what I should do, what I should not do. This is all.
Okay.
And who to approach.
Right. 1977
Yes.
to 2021, and you've always been a lawyer. How do you see the scene in Bahrain?
See, there is a lot of changes. See, when I came to Bahrain, that time Bahrain was a very, with very little population. Okay, people were more friendly than now.
You came as a lawyer, right?
Yeah, no, I did not came as a lawyer.
Okay.
Because I came into a English construction company.
Okay, okay.
I was working in Hilton Hotel Extension and Gulf Hotel Extension.
Okay.
The big tower, which you can see now, which was done by a English company. I came for that to work with them. Okay. Then I joined my previous law firm. So from there only I learned all these law, because before it was not law.
Okay.
So that was in 1980, April 1980 I joined them. So they taught me a lot of things. That is how I am, I have to acknowledge them, like the owner of that law firm. I have to acknowledge that he taught me a lot. So that is how I started my own office in 2004, because until 2002 or 2001, I think 2, we were not allowed to change jobs.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know whether you guys are aware about this, because those days, no change of job. If you don't want to work with somebody, you have to close and leave the place and go. Okay. In 2002, 3, that time they started to change the rules that allowed to change jobs. That is when I started to look for another different opportunity, because that is how I started my office. By grace of God, I can say.
Okay.
Since I started until now, I am okay.
Okay.
No, I see. Luckily, fortunately, the people with whom I worked come to me all the time. I cannot say 100% people come back or 100% people like me. I like to keep my customers happy.
Okay.
Otherwise, I tell in the beginning I will not do the work. Okay. So in the old office I was doing that. So even if people, I have some clients coming to me after 15-20 years.
Okay.
Because when they know, one guy in Bahrain, he was not originally Bahraini, he came in 91.
Okay.
I did his work in 91. So he found out before, I think 2015 or 16, that I am here. He immediately came to my office, and since then I am doing his work.
Okay.
Right? It's not Indian, he's an Arab.
Okay. Okay.
So similarly, I have clients for a long time, and some of them retains me. So that retainer means they pay a fixed amount of money monthly or annually. So I have to do their work all the time, and I cannot work against them.
Okay.
That is the catch. That is the catch on it.
Okay.
So anything comes, whatever I can do. You see, I cannot do everything on earth. Legally also. So whatever I can support them, I do. I have few good international companies on that. So even if I am not in Bahrain, I do their work wherever I go. So there is no restriction that I should be in Bahrain. So likewise, up to now, I am so far so good.
Okay. Okay. I think in this segment you should also tell us about the Lawyers Beyond Borders, their role and your association. And
my association, the Lawyers Beyond Board, is an arm of Migrant
Forum Asia.
Okay? They take care of the migrant workers of the Asia and the Middle East, all these areas. In Europe, these are not relevant. So they study the problems or issues, and they also help. But they take it up with the ILO, because they are recognized by ILO, International Labour Organization. So if we have a general problem here, they study that and they report, or they put their hands behind it to change it, if that is difficult. In these days, this pandemic, they were doing a lot of work. They were doing a lot of cases, trying to protect not only in the Middle East, even in Malaysia, in Philippines, all these countries, they are present.
Mainly migrant workers sending countries.
Yes. Even there they have problems. Lebanon.
Okay.
There are a lot of
Lebanon,
migrants there. So sometimes even if they don't get their rights, they work behind and they try to help, and they appoint local lawyers to support them. See, that is why I said I have a limitation in Bahrain, because I cannot go to court. So I can only advise people to do certain things. Because if I am a Bahraini licensed lawyer, I can represent the laborers into the court, and they do all this free of charge. They don't do, and they teach also. It's like a social service.
Right, right. Will you be able to tell us about the Bahrain scenario when it comes to migrant workers. We all know Bahrain is very open, very receptive, but at the same time there are also concerns, isn't it, when it comes to migrant workers? That's a global concern.
Yes.
But how unique is Bahrain, or how different, or how special Bahrain stands?
Has developed very good laws.
Yes.
Okay. In every case, there are good employers, there are bad employers, worse employers. See, but there are clear provisions in the law, what to do, what not to do. But some companies follow, some companies don't follow. So that is the scenario here. But even now, they are trying to develop every day. Even the cases in the labor law came in 2012, right? They even put this timing to solve a case. But that doesn't work all the time practically, because if the employer doesn't turn up, or there are some court recess coming, so it takes court procedures take time.
Right.
It's not that easy. You just say, okay, I filed the case today, I want judgment tomorrow, right? Because court has to take look at both sides, not just one side. But we have very clear defined law here, and Bahrain is the first country introducing or making the labor law applicable to domestic workers, right? Except certain very limited portion is not applicable to them. For example, timing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it. Otherwise, everything is they get labor law benefits. So that is the first country. Now this LMRA system was introduced by Bahrain.
Bahrain, yeah.
See, that changed the scenario of the the procedures for getting permits and all completely. In the past, it was the Ministry of Labor, now also Ministry of Labor, but you have to do submit physical application, go there. Now everything under one roof, like Labor Ministry is involved, security is involved, immigration is involved, social
insurance
is involved. All these departments are come and or they coordinate. LMRA coordinates all these departments. As far as an employer is concerned, you just make an application to the LMRA, and all these procedures, they get security clearance, they get immigration clearance, they get enroll the employee into the social insurance, all this in under one roof. So that is I think Bahrain started this kind of system in the first time. Now everybody is following, but Bahrain started. Even the allowing change of jobs, I think Bahrain started this first.
The mobility. LMRA mobility. Yeah.
No, before the LMRA also they were allowing this. You can cancel. Those days it was, for example, in my case, I can terminate my employment, leave the country, and I can come back.
Okay.
But before that, even if I leave the country, I cannot come back without the objection from my employer.
Okay.
Okay. So there are a lot of changes happening. So you can see this, right? There was a law of 1976. The old labor law was 1976.
Okay.
That was also a good law, but they made a lot of improvements. In that law, domestic servants were not included.
Okay.
And even indemnity, for example, changes were made, because in the old law, first 3 years you don't get any indemnity. Okay. Then from 3rd to 5th year you get 1/3.
1/3.
But in the new law they made from day 1, if you work 1 year you get 15 days.
Okay.
So these are good changes for the employees.
Right. Yeah. Even otherwise, we see the country is always on the forefront of development, progress, and embracing, especially. That's why it's known as the haven for expats. Though, as you said, everywhere there is a good percentage.
Even if you make 100% everything organized, there will be 1 or 2% will be there. Because there are issues from employee side also. See, as soon as somebody comes here, if they find another job within dinar, or if they hear, they want to go. Because most of the people call me, sir, I signed the contract early just last month after coming from leave. I want to leave the job. So I always tell them, then why did you come back? Right? See, this employer is depending on him in certain extent. Right? He is depending for the work to be completed, that he need employees. So suddenly you go and say, sometimes I suffer. People suddenly change.
Yes.
And everything gets upside down. Although I have very few number of less than 10 employees in the office, but still one missing means it's difficult.
It's always only about being fair enough.
People want to change. I always tell them, if you want to go, go. Because I don't want people in the office without full-hearted
commitment.
support.
Yes.
So, but all cannot afford it. For example, a restaurant, a cook say I am leaving.
It's very difficult, yes.
Correct? So, he closed the restaurant.
It hits the rest.
See, my office I can manage because I know each and everything, so I can manage. But that is not the case with everyone.
Yes. I'm sure there would be many questions about all these things that we are discussing, but since this show is not about questions, but feel free to reach out to Advocate V.K. Thomas if you have any concerns related to your employment or any other concerns. As you rightly said, a booklet which has been published gives you all these details, and you can reach out to Thomas on, are you on social media? How can people reach out to you, Thomas?
I have to use my email or mobile, but I prefer to call the office.
Okay, and also I think they can reach out to the ICRF, isn't it? The ICRF has a page, and feel free, because this is a topic which is not intended for this platform, but I'm sure there would be many people
Definitely,
wanting to have clarifications.
To help anyone who needs help.
Yes.
But I also have a limitations.
Correct.
Right? People should not misuse it also.
Right.
That's a word of or advice or word of caution I have to make.
Right. And I think ICRF comes up with regular sessions like this,
every
open
month
sessions.
We have a seminar or a session
where people can feel free to
they
ask
can
questions.
Ask. And there are a lot of other forums also doing all these kind of things. Wherever I can support, I support them.
Right. So, beyond the expertise of the lawyer V.K. Thomas, we need to get to know him a little more from his family and personal side. Before that, let's take a short break on success statements.
Thank you.
The exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain, with over a decade of existence in Bahrain. Exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 3909 6845 3909 4806 3885 2397 or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com. iMac, Cochin Kala Bhavan.
Every piece of jewelry tells a story. Its raw beauty speaks of its natural origins. The brilliant design speaks of unparalleled craftsmanship. Its elegance evokes the passion and energy of those who wear it. At Al Siraj Jewelry, our story, our pride.
Welcome back to Success Statements from BMC Global Live, and this evening with me is Thomas & Associates Managing Partner, Advocate V.K. Thomas. Mr. Thomas, we need to get a little more the man Thomas. Tell us about your beautiful family.
My wife?
Shoshama Jose. Yeah.
Shoshama. And we had 2 children. One died in 2011.
Tinu.
2011.
2011. 2011.
She had a lung lung cancer.
Okay.
She was a brilliant girl because good in studies, good in everything. Because what we feel now, because her life was short, so that is why she was behaving like an extraordinary person. She was first in everything.
Okay.
Even in the school, 10, 12, graduation, CA.
Okay. How old was she?
24.
24.
She could not complete CA. She could not write the final exam. Then during that time she was working also. She was in Bangalore studying for CA. So this is the God's wish which we cannot stop. So we accept that in that spirit to now and living, continuing our living. And my second daughter, she's with us here. She lives very she lives very near to our house. So we can see her every day.
Okay.
And she has 2 kids. And 1 boy and 1 girl. One is 4 years, one is 7 months. And her husband also.
What are their names, Thomas?
David and Celine.
David and Celine. Okay.
Yes. So they are here. And David is going to St. Christopher School. And her, my son-in-law also here.
Okay.
And fortunately we all are in one office.
Yes, I think you're all partners in crime.
No, my son-in-law is
I think he's a chartered accountant, correct?
Accountant.
Okay.
He takes care of our accounting part.
Okay.
See, in our office, when we provide a corporate consultancy, sometimes the requirement comes that you take care of everything for us in Bahrain. Foreign companies ask me, Thomas, if you want only one point of contact, you take care of everything. Until Abraham, my son-in-law, joined me, I was saying I will not do. I can only do my part, the rest you go somewhere. So I lost a very good opportunity in that front because I didn't have time.
Okay.
So I don't want to mess up things. So I was not taking. But since he joined, I think 2 years or 3 years back, so we started taking that also. So he is looking after that. There are a lot of new requirements come in the country, like economic substance requirements. That means the ministry wants to know, or the country or the people want to know, what is the company doing, what business, what expense they are making, all these kind of statements. So there is a requirement to file ESR report to the ministry. And there is another requirement come ultimate beneficiary. You know, these are not strictly legal. So all these things I give it to him to handle it.
Okay.
And some people want to do valuations, for example. So I give it to him to do it. Because with his background, he was in Deloitte, India, and he was in KPMG Fakro here.
Okay. Okay.
So with this background, so all these kind of thing, I give it to him to handle. Right? All accounting part, you can say.
So good teamwork.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and the daughter, she's a lawyer.
Okay.
And she studied in Bangalore Christ. Then she went to the States to take her LLM. So she was in Georgetown. And then she went into Bombay to work.
Okay.
When she was in Bombay, the marriage happened. So both of them came to Bahrain. He got a job in KPMG and she came and joined me.
Okay.
So that is how she is with me. And my wife, housewife. And we are from Kerala. And you can say in Pathanamthitta.
Pathanamthitta.
Yeah, I don't know whether I should say more about my place.
I think Keralites know.
Where is Pathanamthitta?
Yeah, Pathanamthitta.
No, there are little more inside. So it's okay.
Okay.
6 kilometers from Pathanamthitta, because even people know Omalur, people might know because there is a famous temple there.
Yes.
Because that is on way to Sabarimala.
Yes.
So that is the place.
Okay.
Right. And there are churches also there. So known famous churches, very old, 400, 500-year-old churches. So what else you want to know now?
I want to know about the fund, the endowment fund that you have pledged in the name of Tinu.
Now what happened when Tinu was working, she completed studies in Indian school, she went to Bangalore, she completed her BCom in St. Joseph's, Bangalore. It was very easy for her to get the admission because I still remember, because she got around 94 or 95% mark. Although the admission was closed, when they saw the mark sheet, she got admission. For commerce, one of the best colleges in Bangalore is St. Joseph, commerce stream. Then he got an internship in Deloitte, India. Whatever she was making there, she was not giving to us, or she was saving it.
Okay.
Then from her own fund, she used to fund people for study or medical requirements. She was doing it because we did not wanted her money, so we did not ask her. She was taking money from the mother. Okay, I want to go this one. All that was done by us. So when she died, there was an amount left in her bank account. So what we thought, we put some more, and created an endowment fund. That means fund will remain there. The interest come, we pay for studies, medical treatments, all these we yearly give. And out of that also, and we give it from our fund also. It's not concentrating on that one. And recently, me and a cousin brother of mine, we have built an old age home. See, until now, I used to give money to others to do things. Now I felt, let me do something my own.
Okay.
Okay. So that made me to do this old age home.
Okay.
So this is free. If somebody come to our old age home.
Where is this?
It is in Patana,
Pathanamthitta.
near Patana, our hometown only. And it's a nice place where there is not much people living. It's like a rubber estate. In the corner of that rubber estate, this is there. Now currently, we have 15 inmates.
Okay. Okay.
These inmates are brought by the police. There is a community police there. So if they find somebody on the street, they bring them to our place.
All right.
Okay. Now we are in the, we wanted to start it because in Kerala it is very difficult to run something. So we started in a small way. Now we are expanding because we want to build the second floor. So we want to make a separate kitchen and all that. At least we should accommodate 50 people.
Okay. Now it's 15.
15, 1-5. Okay. Our target is 50. Otherwise, the amount we spend is not worth it. So that is the another charity we do. And in the flood also we constructed a house for a poor family. We gave it to them. So in our means, whatever we can do, we still continue to do it.
Right.
So because God has given us sufficient to live a happy life.
Yeah, and it's our responsibility to give. Yeah.
So in the past, anybody ask, I support them, I give it to them. So now even still I am doing it because I cannot say everybody, because I am running an office. So people always come and ask for things. So I cannot tell everybody no. But major contributions I stopped.
Okay.
So I am concentrating on this old age home because that will remain there even after our time.
Why old age home? What led you to that?
See, there are a lot of people suffering. If you go to Kerala, especially, you check any house, only old people are there.
Living there, yeah.
Okay.
True.
Now people have money, means they can afford the house, they can afford help, they can do all this. Still there are problems also. You can do a commercial old age home. So in Kerala, that is also one of my friends is running it. They have common housing, common facilities. You go there, pay a huge amount of money, they take care of your parents. See, this is everywhere it is there. In almost everywhere, in all villages, if you go and see. But similarly, there are very poor people. Nobody
who cannot afford.
Who cannot afford, because we have an inmates in our place. He has 2 acres of land, maybe worth crore, maybe 100,000 dinar or whatever it is. His children is not taking care of him. He is alone. His wife died. So he is with us now. So what do you do? Because he cannot work. He cannot do anything himself. Children also, maybe we can blame, maybe we cannot blame, because everybody cannot afford to support the parents also. Right? Or their circumstances, we don't know. So we have husband and wife coming, and wife, ladies alone coming, men alone coming. So there are different ways of doing things. If I do it commercially, that doesn't serve my purpose. My purpose is to support poor people. So we decided that let us go, because children, it is very difficult. We would start orphanage. It is very difficult to manage. Even this one is very difficult. If you know the rules we have to follow, it is very, very difficult. And we had one death already in 1 year.
Okay.
Yeah. So there are, various issues, and up to now it is okay. Nobody is making any trouble. Trouble can come any time. Right. So that is the reason, because orphanage and all this is very difficult to manage. Young children will.
Yes.
At least old one, there are problems. Not saying no problems, because most of them come with diseases also.
Right.
One TB. TB means you have to isolate him and give him a separate place. Cancer. They don't tell us all this in the beginning. They may not say. Even if we ask, they don't say. But when community police bring them, we have no choice. We cannot say no.
Say no to it.
Provided there is space. We don't have space now, because we have a driver there, we have a nurse there, we have a manager there, their family is there. So, we have space limitations.
Anyway, I'm happy that you're doing something that is close to your heart.
Thank you.
And thank you for this beautiful evening chat.
Thank you.
Can I have your final remarks, please? On behalf of Team BMC, I thank you very much for being with us.
I also thank you, Raji, personally, and the whole team of BMC for the support, and the management of the BMC for hosting me here. So I wish all success to the BMC in all their endeavors to support the community, support the business people, and support everyone who needs it. I think, as far as I am aware, PMC's owners are also doing a lot of charity work. So I wish them all the success. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Allow me to quote Abraham Lincoln this evening when I wrap up. As a peacemaker, the lawyer has a superior opportunity of being a good man. And I think we indeed had a good man on the show this night. Success statements from BMC Global Live. Until we meet next week with yet another guest, this is Raji Unikrishnan signing off. Good night. Thank you, Thomas, for making it this evening with us. We have a small memento. May I request Francis, the chairman, and Praveen Krishna, the media head, to present the memento.
Thank you.